Hey guys, I'm back again, and today I have for you a video on debut novels by Black writers. Now, I tried to go through my bookshelf back there and, skimming through what I had on my iPad and to try to see if I had anything else. So I managed to come up with all of this, okay? So we're going to try to work through, and, I will try to explain to you what the books are about without giving away too much. Let's get started. The first book that I'm going to talk about is The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat. Okay, this is by Edward Kelsey Moore, and this is a book about 3 African-American women, and you see the different problems they have and how they support each other in their long friendships, because they've been friends since they were children, and it's developed into something extreme. It's almost like a second family. And you see how they deal with each other's problems and how they support each other. And there are some extra little interesting things that have been added in to make the story interesting. And another plus is it's written by a man, a black man, and he writes as a black woman. It is so believable. I mean, not one moment does he slip up in this book. So good. Really excellent read. It's not really long. I mean, it's just 400 pages, and it reads really fast. So if you haven't picked that up, pick it up. It's very good. Next, I'm going to put it right here because I have it on my iPad. It's the 12 Tribes of Hattie by Ayanna Mathis. Now, this one I can't really say whether I liked it or not because I haven't read it yet. I was planning on reading it at the end of last year, and December just went and came and it didn't happen. So hopefully it'll happen sometime at the beginning of this year, if not this month. Now, this book has had lots of mixed reviews. There's people that love it, and there's people that didn't care for it. So, I mean, I'm not capable of telling you whether you should pick it up or not. I say pick it up and try it. I'm going to pick it up and try it. The concept is about a woman who is a mother of, I think, 12 children, and basically it is views of her 12 children on their lives as a family. So, I don't know. I say try it. You never know. Next book that I have on my list is Taye Selassie's Ghana Must Go. And yes, I love this cover. It's a UK cover. And I read this book last year, and then I reviewed it on my blog, and I did a discussion video with Danielle from One Small Paw and Dominique from Token in America. So I'll link those below. Now, this book is very interesting because it is about a family from, the father is from Ghana, and wife, I think, is from Nigeria. That's what it is. And they're living in, I think it's in Massachusetts, and the father is like a surgeon, a brilliant surgeon. And one day something happens, and this event completely changes the lives of this family. And what you do is you witness the fallout, and then you see what's happened to these children, to the mother and the father in the future. And it's a very interesting read. It's not easy at all to read because it's very broken up into pieces, and it's hard to follow the story. But if you can hang in there, you can just about follow it, I think. If you put your mind to it, you can just about follow it. But some people may not have the effort to follow it because it is really difficult. The writing style, she's beautiful writing style. I'm just waiting for her second book because I'm sure her second book will be much better than this one. So that's Ghana Must Go. Next on my list, I have Ruby by Cynthia Bond. Now, I did a review on this one, so I will link it below. And I did a live chat with Danielle from One Small Paw and with Dominique from Token in America, and we discussed this book in depth. This book was, I don't know, I had mixed feelings about this book. I think I gave it 3 stars, and I mostly gave it 3 stars because I think it's a good book, but I think there are things in the book that were not necessary at all that she put in there, and I'm still questioning today why she put them in there. It's quite a violent read in bits, so if you don't like that kind of thing, then abstain. But this is Cynthia Bond's first book, and it is part of a intergenerational trilogy of the same family. So book 2, I don't know when it's coming out. Somebody told me that it has already been written, so maybe it'll come out this year or next year. I have no idea, but this is book 1, and we're waiting for book 2 and book 3. Next, I have Long Division by Kisi Lehman. Okay, now this is Kisi Lehman's first novel, and it is a young adult novel. And the same year, because I think this came out, it was 2013. Yeah. And when this came out, I think he released as well a short story collection, which was released the same year. This is a novel which contains some science fiction elements to it. I just read like the first somewhat like 30 pages to see what it was like. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue just yet, but you will see. Yeah, this is maybe a young adult you might want to check out just because it is a little different from a typical young adult. It contains lots of elements of African American culture and reads in a way that I'm not used to reading when I read typical young adult. All right, next I have on the list is Saint Monkey by Jacinda Townsend. Okay, now this is her debut novel, and I will link below Steve Reads Books review on this because that's pretty much what prompted me to pick it up in the first place. And I'm in the process of reading this right now, but I'm really at the beginning. 30 pages I've gotten into the book. So this is supposed to be a book about 2 girls who are friends and how their lives change. One goes, I think, outside of the town to live her life, and the other one stays in the town, and you see how that has affected them as adult women. So more on that when I finish reading it. All right. Next, I have Virgin Soul by Judy Juanita. Okay. And here is Judy Juanita. Now, this one, as you can see, takes place, I think it's civil rights movement, so it's 1960s. Black Panther movement is sort of like the storyline of the book. And this came out in, I think it's 2013. Let me just check. Yeah, this came out in 2013, but I can't say I've heard anybody really talk about this book. I haven't seen anything on blogs about this book or anything. So I'm guilty of picking it up last year, not having read it, but I will definitely be reading it very soon. I'm very curious because I love what's written on the back of the books. For example, the blurbs on the back. Virgin Soul is Judy Juanita's exciting debut, a coming-of-age novel set in a time of peace, love, and revolution. Juanita presents a heroine, wise, naive, and world-weary at 18 who finds her voice in the Black Panthers' deadly struggle for liberation in 1960s America. Though a work of historical fiction, Virgin Soul is an intimate work, heartbreaking, and compulsively readable. Okay, so sounds super exciting. So yeah, so that's maybe one you might want to check out eventually. Next, I have The Secret Lives of Baba Seji's Wives. Okay, now this is by Lola Shonyen, and she is from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, and this is her first novel. Lola Shonyen usually writes poetry, and this one, it says 4 women, 1 husband, and a devastating secret, and that's exactly what the book's about. It's about, polygamy and, how the polygamy situation affects the women and the children within the household in comparison to the man. And it's just a really interesting read. It will pull you in right from the beginning, and you may already try to figure out what the devastating secret is. I figured it out. But if not, no problem. You'll still enjoy the book. Well worth the read and very interesting. Now, My next book I'm going to put right here because I only have it on iPad, but I'm waiting for it to come in this lovely edition, which is a UK edition. And it is called 40 Acres. Now, I talked about this. I did a review on 40 Acres when I was finished, and I absolutely loved it. I, read right through it really quickly and found it to be something that I absolutely wanted to talk to other people about. But at the time, nobody I knew had read the book yet. Ugh. But very well worth the read. I did an interview with Dwayne Alexander Smith over on my blog, so I will link that below. He was so nice to do this interview for me, and he was just really interesting. And I can't wait for his second novel, which should be coming out, I don't know when, but I hope it will come out soon, and it'll be just as interesting as 40 Acres. And I'm also secretly hoping, Dwayne, if you're listening, that there's going to be a part 2, to 40 Acres, because I can feel a part 2 coming on there. It is really good. So if you haven't checked that out, check this out. 40 Acres, really interesting read, a little different than things that you're expecting. And last but not least, Before You Suffocate Your Own Fool Self. Yes, I finally finished reading it, and it was a definite 4.5 stars for me. This book, oh my God. Now, you know how I have a problem with short stories, that they are so difficult to read, and then they're quickly over, and you just left hanging. Well, the thing I liked about this is that she writes short stories, and they have a lot of depth to them. So the short stories aren't like 10 pages, they're more like 26 pages, 30 pages, but so in depth. The characters are so they're so lively. They're three-dimensional, and you really are feeling the story. And when it's over, you are so gutted that the short story you're reading is not a novel. I mean, this is excellent. So if you have problems reading short stories, I say go more for this kind of short story collection. It's very well worth the read. I'm surprised more people haven't talked about Danielle Evans. And I'm surprised she hasn't written another collection of short stories or a novel, because each one of these stories she could turn into a novel easily. So yeah, check that one out. It's not too long. I read it really slow because I was trying to savor the moments. I have a problem with short story collections, but I tried to savor the moment on these, and it was well worth the read. So that's all I have for you today. That's all of my debut novels. If there's any that you can think of that I didn't mention, link them below. I hope you're all enjoying #ReadSoLit. I know I am. It's only day 2, but it's still been very interesting. If you want more recs or ideas, come on over to the blog, because there's some people that are subscribed to me on my blog that don't have Instagram and don't have Twitter. So they're giving their suggestions over there in the comment sections. So you can check that out. So that's all I have for you today. Have a great day and lots of good reading.